Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, on behalf of Diamond Billiard Products and Accu-Stats Video Productions, it's our pleasure to welcome you here to the 17th Derby City Classic. We're coming to you live from the Accu-Stats Arena at the Horseshoe Southern Indiana, the home of the DCC, and we have returned back to one pocket. Here's where we stand up in one pocket. Excuse me, before I do that, I do need to mention once again our three signature sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, Cyclop Pool Balls, and Simonis Cloth. Thank you all very much to the people representing those great organizations. Okay, here's how one pocket stands. 351 players started. There are 5 players left going into this round. Justin Hall has received a bye. He's through to the next round. That leaves us with 4 players, 2 that are going to play in front of you right here. The other 2 who are playing out in the outer table is Francisco Bustamante and Mike Deshane. Mike Deshane has a rebuy, nobody else does. So unfortunately, after this match, we're going to have to say goodbye to one of these gentlemen in the one pocket division, but it's not going to be easy for either one of them, so let's find out who's going ahead. Our first player is from Toronto, Canada. He's a former US Open 9-ball champion. He's a former World 9-ball champion. He holds Derby City Classic crowns in both bank pool and 9-ball. He's probably a sure lock for the Hall of Fame as soon as he is old enough. But he's sponsored by Pagulayan Sports and AlexPagulayan.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the smallest man with the biggest heart. It's the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. His opponent's from Angeles City in the Republic of the Philippines. His legendary accomplishments include 2 US Open one-pocket titles, 5 Derby City World All-Around Championships, and he is a 6-time and defending Derby City one-pocket champion. He's a member of both the One Pocket and the Billiard Congress of America Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Pagulayan Sports, without question, the greatest of all time, would you please welcome the magician, Efren Reyes. All right, at this time, I'm going to send it up to the booth, to the voice of Accu-Stats, Mr. Billy Incardona, and Team USA Mosconi Cup captain, Mark Wilson. Take it away, guys.
Hello and welcome, pool fans, to the electric atmosphere of the Accu-Stats Arena here. Late stages of the One Pocket event, Reyes versus Pagulayan. My name is Mark Wilson. Alongside me, a special guest, Billy Incardona. Great to have you here, Billy.
Thank you, Mark. Always pleasure being with you, my man. Always a pleasure.
Very mutual. You know we love this match.
Oh,
you
absolutely,
and I.
absolutely. And these 2 guys certainly aren't strangers to one another. And, you know, Reyes, 6-time defending champion here in the one pocket division in the Derby City Classic. I don't know if Pagulayan has ever won the one pocket here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. But anyways, this is going to be a very sharply contested match. Pagulayan really wants to win in this match because I think the last time they faced one another, Reyes came out on top. But this is going to be a great match, and I can't wait to. Oh wow, he mishit the break.
Reyes won the lag, but was not effective on the break, so virtually neutral now.
Yeah, in a short race to 3, as you well know, the first break is a big advantage. And considering how Reyes opened up the balls in the first game, I don't think he has the advantage in this game.
Big crowd here in attendance. There's 5 players left in this event.
I think the angle that he's left with on the 3 isn't conducive to banking a cross corner because he may lose the cue ball. If he banks the cross corner into the 7 ball, he would like to position the cue ball on top of, let me have it overhead. He would like to position the cue ball on top of this ball right here. Now, that shot may be available, but if he doesn't position the cue ball there, the 2 ball, the blue 2 ball is there, and he's going to have a difficult time defending against it. So this is why he's so undecided on what he wants to do. Let's take a look at what he does. Now he opted to go ahead and clear the 3 out of there. He hit a little harder than he should have, I believe, because now it sends it up on Reyes' side here.
Stunned the cue ball forward, trying to deny Reyes easy access to removing the 7 ball.
Now, Reyes has 2 shots. He can kick at the 7 ball, or he can bank the 13 ball back toward the 3 and the 8, sending the cue ball up table. The kick shot I like. I also like this because if he opts to shoot the 13 ball, he'll open up the 3 and the 8 mark.
I much prefer the 13 because he can just take the cue ball down table. It's always, you have to be mindful that there's not a dead one, but looking here, it doesn't appear there's anything dead. So
you know what he did? He actually just opened up the 3 and the 8 and positioned the cue ball up table. He probably figured he had better control of the cue ball by playing it in the fashion that he did.
yeah, I will never second guess his shot selection, that's for sure. Every year he teaches us something new. I was saying in the pre-match that this guy can invent a one-pocket shot at the last minute if he has to.
And another thing, Mark, what he did, if you notice the position of the 3 ball, which he utilized the 3 ball as a blocker, which cut off a lot of the right side of a ball that Pagulayan may have been able to hit. So now he's looking at a very awkward position with the 3, 13, and 8. Notice all the indecision out there. That's
right.
You know.
Well, Efren is the master of preventing specific angles and continuing to apply pressure through that so that finally he weakens up his man. He makes a hint of a mistake, and then Reyes gets in and does what he does.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Pagulayan to come off of a ball here. He hasn't shot yet. Certainly a clear indication on the benefit of the shot Reyes shows.
We are using a 60-second shot clock here. You get 1 extension per rack. Oh boy, that's going to work out great. I don't think he played it to be that good because you'd have to be awfully confident to thread it in there like that, but it turned out great, and certainly the speed was conducive to that.
I kind of like what he did there. I didn't really see that shot, but he did have a pretty big pocket to lay in there because the 11 ball does not pass into the pocket. The 2 ball precludes that from happening. He's looking to bank the 5 ball here, Mark. This ball goes, and if he can put it down, I think that he'll be able to get some balls here.
Moved it over by his pocket. And once again, he's going to have Alex purely defensive.
And this is the area of the game where it's very difficult to beat Reyes because he controls the cue ball so well, and he also controls the object ball as well as he controls the cue ball, creating big problems for his opponent.
And further proof of what Billy's saying is that 1, no one would want to play Reyes long-term one pocket for big money, and 2, he's won this event 6 times, but not 6 out of 17. He's only been here 10 times. So.
Thank you. Yeah, that's correct. This is the 17th year, and he's only been here 10 times.
Right.
Now, if he went to this time, he'll win it 7 out of the 17 times.
You know,
out of the 10 times.
Reyes is deep in the all-around. He finished 3rd in banks. He's now at least 5th in one pocket, and he's not helpless in 9 ball, so he's dead in the all-around.
That was evidence when he finished first in the tournament in the Philippines that Pacquiao put on.
Right.
He won that tournament.
What's he got going on here? Is he kicking? No. Oh, nice shot there.
Right.
Gorgeous shot. Remove the 7 ball, put the cue ball on the side of the stack, further defending the 5.
Very nifty little shot. The shot is available quite often, and it's really not that noticeable. I shot that shot against him a couple times. Alan Hopkins, I learned that shot from, and I used it. I used it playing Reyes. Obviously, Reyes is so intelligent. Whenever he sees something he likes, you can bet it's in his arsenal. So that's a really very simple, nifty little shot.
Efren's eyeing up the 7 ball.
Well, maybe he wants to put him back up table where he had him before after he loosened up the 13 and 8 or the 3 and 8 earlier in the rack. He may want to put him up there again if he can.
The one thing for certain, when you watch a Reyes one pocket match, you are going to learn shot selection. And just remember, pick out what you would do, watch what he does, and he's universally right.
He can't afford to leave the 7 ball there if he goes up table because Pagulayan's an excellent shot maker. I think he should come off the 7 ball and then go up table, even if he has to pocket it and move that cue ball up table. He's going to go there. He's going to shoot it now. No, he don't like it. He's shooting over the ball. Maybe a little too tough of a hit for him. He knows it's the right shot, but since he has to elevate and shoot over all those balls, he doesn't. He's going to take a scratch. Nope, he didn't. I didn't really care for that shot too much. I thought he should have shot the 7 ball, but like I said, it was a difficult shot to shoot because of what he had to do with shooting over all those balls. So he'll have to play a little timidly here. And that's one of the differences in Reyes' game today as opposed to how he played before. Before, he would have shot the 7 ball because his ball striking ability was a lot better than it is now.
Right. He kind of just operates on guile now. He's not nearly the effective ball maker that he used to be, but he certainly comprehends the strategy of the game, and he factors that into his strategy as well. He's always playing a couple shots ahead that if he puts the ball here, then what would your response be? He has the ability to visualize that.
The 9 ball is a big ball for Reyes. Pagulayan wants to move it because whenever Pagulayan has the opportunity to move to 5, he doesn't want the 9 there because he'll have to defend against the 9 as well. So now the 9 is a ball now that he can easily defend against. I don't think Reyes can bank the 9. I think it's gone up table too far for him to be able to bank it.
Well, now, what is he looking at, doing something with the 7 now? No, just putting the cue ball way down.
Yeah, he used the 7, actually, to block the 5. I don't think Pagulayan can see the 5 because of the 7. See, if Pagulayan could see the 5, he probably would be better off pocketing the 5, get it out of there, okay? A ball between these two players, especially with how the balls are configured right now, it's easy for a player like Pagulayan to give up that ball. So, okay, you can have that ball because that ball may cost me the game.
Right.
Get rid of it. But he doesn't have that ability now. He cannot see the 5. Now he's taking a look at that 3-ball combination.
And he has his back against the wall here. He may have to shoot. Yeah, he's not liking it.
Well, he's got some problems here. You know what he could do? I'll tell you what he could do. If he get it overhit, I think if he can end up with the cue ball over here somewhere, that would be pretty effective. He shot that combination, and he didn't like it, but he was forced to shoot it, and it went in. He did have a chance to make it, and he did.
So now he's got many balls favoring his pocket here, and this is Alex's favorite position to be in, shooting open balls. Not too long ago, Billy, Alex made a maximum in snooker.
He did.
A maximum. That's no joke there.
Well, you're talking about one of the best ball runner and ball pocketers in the world with Navish Pagulayan. I would think that he would run balls as well as anyone.
Yeah.
And he's able to extend his ball runs with his excellent ball striking ability. I mean, that's something that he shares with players like Shane Van Boening and notice his cue ball control. Really a beautiful player to watch.
He is. He's remarkable because his ability to manage the balls, is Filipino-esque. Bustamante can do it, but Pagulayan, he has that little short, compact swing. He's much more together. He does not possess the break that a Van Boning does, but he runs the balls better.
Yes, exactly. Let's take a look at his cue ball here. Now, he's got to do a little something with the cue ball here. Cue ball position fairly close to the cushion, about an inch or so off. He would like to pocket the 12 ball. I do believe it's the 12. Go to the side rail, I believe, and then out for the 8. I don't think it's natural.
It's be a little bit of a stun hit. Yeah, he makes it look
Or
natural.
the 7. Yeah.
You and I recognize that's at one of those little in-between shots. And he trickles it in there, just like that's where it's meant to go.
Mm-hmm. Near perfect speed. He's slightly off angle. He didn't want to be able to. He didn't want the angle to cut the 7 ball to the left as steep as it lays now. He would like a little straighter shot. Now he's going to have to go to the side rail, I believe, and out for the 8. Oh, he had a good angle. I don't know how many he has, but he can drop onto the 11 here.
He needs 2.
He's got
7.
He's got 6 balls. He's playing it for 2. He can drop onto the 11. He should have dropped onto the 11. No, he shouldn't have. I can't believe he played that gap position. Come on, give me a break.
That was all built from having his back against the wall. He had to play a 3-ball combination from way down the table.
That's right. And there's something about, you really shouldn't challenge a player that has the ability of a player like Pagulayan with those type of shots, because he'll bring them home quite often.
Well, and there was a 1-inch gap between each of the balls, but it was a go shot, and I don't think Efren for once didn't really see it or didn't recognize or think it was a threat because they weren't tight together. But I bet that goes in the old storage bin thereafter, and I bet Efren will be making sure.
And that's what it takes to beat a player like Reyes. You have to execute when you get an opportunity at the table, and and you have to create things for you, and that's not easy. But he certainly made it look like it was.
Yeah. After Efren had played beautiful position to put the cue ball right on the rail and block it, and you see the gaps between all those balls.
And the 9 ball sort of like trickled into the pocket, indicating that you had to hit it very, very precise.
Yeah.
It didn't just fly in because it wasn't dead and it wasn't like a gimme. He had to cut that head ball quite a bit to get the movement of the 9 that he needed to get. Excellent shot. He got rewarded for it. Now it's his break as well.
Right. Big edge.
Reyes broke the balls in game number 1. He broke them poorly, but he was able to manage to get into a pretty good position. I thought that Reyes was going to take that game home, the game number 1, but Pagulayan came with a very difficult 3-ball combination shot that he didn't want to shoot. But like Mark says, sometimes when you force a guy like Pagulayan to shoot those type of shots, maybe you shouldn't, because he has all the tools.
If he had a choice, he probably wouldn't have played that shot.
No, he certainly wouldn't have.
Pagulayan breaking.
And he likes the side of the table that he had in game number 1. Reyes broke to the other side. Pagulayan broke to the opposite side.
Billy, do you know who mentored Efren in one pocket skills?
Freddie the Beard played him a lot of one pocket, in Chicago.
You were not there for that mentorship?
Oh, yeah, I was there.
First day, Freddie always took credit for this, but the first day, he, as a genuine nice guy, gave Efren 8 to 7 for $50 a game. Efren won. Second day, they played even, $50. Efren won. Third day, Efren gave Freddie 8-7. So I guess that was a mentorship. Rest his soul, Freddie. We miss him.
Yes, we do. Anytime Reyes came with a real good shot to answer the break, it was a little unfortunate not to end up with a shot on the 8.
Mm-hmm. One of the major distinguishing factors in Efren Reyes' skill set is that he's so adept at the billiards game, the carom, and the three-cushion side of it, or one-rail, balk line, whatever you have. And he can maneuver the object balls better than the other players. A lot of players are good with the cue ball, not so much the object balls.
Exactly. What he would like to do with the cue ball, let me have an overhead, please. He would like to position the cue ball around this area here. He wants to get here with the cue ball. I don't know how he's going to do it, but that's where he should be. Well, that's not too bad, but I think that he can come off this ball here and drop over here. I believe that shot's available. That's why I didn't like the cue ball there. I wanted to get, if I were Pagulayan, I would have tried to get the cue ball around the side pocket.
Good call, Billy.
See, now he's in trouble now. And he just shot it there. Mm-hmm. So
I would say, that Pagulayan definitely is executing better than Efren right now. But visualizing and forecasting where the balls go and what the response will be, Efren definitely has the edge there.
I think he does, which was evidence in his last shot. Pagulayan, that is. Because it was quite obvious that if he put the cue ball where he did, what the results were going to be. And let's see what he does there. See, now he's forced to lose his position. So Reyes has gotten out of the break and may have a better position in a couple of shots.
Right. Efren looks to have the better upper hand here.
Right. And it all stemmed from his inability to recognize what the correct shot was when he was at the table prior to Reyes shooting. Because he had a fairly good position. All he needed to do was protect it, which he'd failed to do. See, now he's going to put the cue ball there. See, he should have put the cue ball here before, and now he's come up short. He's come up short, and Reyes is going to cut this ball in. I mean, for a lot of people, this shot looks very, very difficult, but not for a player like Reyes because he's close enough to the ball to hit it accurately. He has a problem with shots that carry distance, but this shot, it does not carry distance. I'd be surprised if he didn't shoot it.
Right now, the reason he's taking some time, he wants to see where he'd like to get the cue ball to possibly breach the pack, get multiple balls from here, and you don't want to just go in there willy-nilly.
No, he's going to steal this game, it looks like. I mean, not that he's out or anything, but...
Takes a little glance at the 5 and the 3, or what else, the 4 and the 6.
Yeah, I think the 4 and the 6... Let's get a little overhead here after he shoots.
It's a pretty view on this shot anyway.
Maybe he'll go into the 1 here. He's going to go around table. He went into the 1. He didn't really want to do that unless he would have hit it with a softer speed. This is the ball I was talking about and Mark was referring to. Overhead, the 4 and the 6, it looks like it could be possibly lined up. He's taking a look at it. Actually, I really don't know what he was looking at, but it appeared that he may have been looking at it.
The speed that he played the previous shot would suggest he's coming around behind the 2 and 8 again.
He's in a pretty tough spot here, Mark. He can't come off the 10. That has scratch written all over it. And he's going to be forced to come off the 2 here. Well, if he does, he's in a tough spot here. He's elevating. This is going to be a heck of a shot if he's able to do something with
it. Playing offense.
See?
Played the 6.
Okay. It was dead like we suspected.
Efren. My all-time favorite.
He would like to shoot the 4, but if he shoots the 4, he doesn't figure to come up with another shot, does he?
Unless he can billiard the 11 away from the 13, which it looks like it has that angle, but he still has to do something with the cue ball.
Yeah,
even at that, it's...
Yeah, can he draw it back?
It looks like he can. It complicates the shot, though, to be elevated like this.
Unless he shoots the combination. Now, if he shoots the combination, that's another story.
Good call, Billy.
Okay. Touche. Well, you stole game number 1. Now it's my turn.
Yeah. He got a little funny on that 4 ball.
Now, he can always bank the 7 here.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, that's a shot that he needs to take a look at. He shouldn't take a look at it now. Yeah, this is a shot that he needs to take a look at because this is a much better shot in terms of cue ball control in the event that he misses it. And he's got a pretty good look at it as well. Notice the cue ball doesn't give up anything. He's already got the lead. I thought that was the better shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good job with the cue ball, too, to get it up there where the four's not so easily banked. Had to return a ball to the table. Reyes has 5 balls on his side and a ball hanging. That ball hanging further. What's going on here?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Pagulayan took a shot at that one ball straight back, because he trails 5-0 with a ball hanging in Reyes' pocket. If he opts to go ahead and tries to knock that ball in Reyes' pocket, he's going to be trailing 6-0, and Reyes will probably, position some of the balls up table and be pretty much out of the game. This carries a big reward here. And the angle that he had on that bank certainly opened up the pocket, and he had a good look at it. And we all know how well he runs balls, and it's just like in rack number 1. You challenge him with a difficult shot with a big reward, you better be concerned. Because this guy right here can certainly run balls with anyone.
He can. And this is really, he does not want to get into a long, drawn-out defensive struggle here, because Efren figures, even against his skill set, to come out the best of it. But if he can get into a fast-break offensive game.
Yeah, for sure, it looks like it's going to be at least 6-6 when Pagulayan leaves the table. It may even be 7-6.
As good as he runs balls, he can open up balls here along the way.
Yeah, I don't think he can gamble right now, because he wants to get the ball to the open balls.
Looks like he's wanting to go 2 cushions to the back of that cluster.
Yeah, he wants to just pop them. Well, you know what? Perfect cue ball control.
And with a safety valve, too. He didn't have to rely on getting a shot there. This was all by design.
Now, he could run out here.
Whistles past the 6, comes back across for this 6-ball position here. He can drop down on the 10 next.
He's pretty thin to drop down on the 10 and keep the angle that'll send him toward the 5, where he can shoot the 12 next. So he may end up coming up and hit the 5 here. Very possible that he could do that. So if he hits the inside of the 5, he's going to have that 12 and he's going to run out. If he's too thin to hold the cue ball to end up with a decent angle on the 10 to finish his run, he may opt go into the 5 here.
Great call, Billy.
Oh, he went into the 5, but he didn't end up with a straight shot. Now he has to play a combination. And combinations aren't automatic, even though they're as close as the balls are as close as they are. And that 7 ball was still hanging in the pocket. Pressure shot coming up here, Mark.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, the margin of error on a combination shot is tremendously diminished. He drilled it.
Oh, he's looking to run out here. You can see he's running out. I mean, as well as Reyes has played in this game, and I thought he played really well.
Me too.
He's going to lose this game and go behind 2-0.
Both times by virtue of being forced to play a distasteful opening shot for Pagulayan. He had to play the long straight back on the 1 in this rack, the 3-ball combination in the previous rack. But once he gets in, then he can manufacture offensive shots, and that's just what he's done. Great pattern play.
And if Pagulayan goes on to win this match, we could very well be looking at the next Derby City one-pocket champion, because he's executing as well as he can.
Oh, great job there. Pagulayan, Reyes, you can just shake your opponent's hand when they put a performance on you like this. And it's a long way from over, but I'm just saying so far through the first 2 games, Reyes really has not made much of an error.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't, and that's a testament to the prowess and the ability that Pagulayan brings to the table. I mean, you can never count a player like Pagulayan out, regardless of the score.
Right. Really, today, you'd have to say if someone was to play all around, and you could even throw in the billiards, don't think anyone's going to beat Pagulayan in snooker and rotation. A little chink in the armor there.
And once again, Pagulayan steps to the table with a good opportunity here. The balls opened up quite nicely, even though they appear that they favor Reyes. This guy here has a way about himself to turn things around.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched how he manipulated the balls last time, and he never exposed himself to any risk to speak of. He always had that little safety valve ball there, so you wouldn't run out of position.
It's the first shot here that'll tell you the story on this rack. Now that ball came out, the corner ball came out, and it kissed the cue ball into the pocket. I don't know why that happens. Maybe there's a space in there when you rack the balls, where that end ball comes out as quickly as it does. But this is the answer right here. Will he or will he not get some balls? He's got to play good shape, and once again, pretty good shape. He's going to have to shoot over the ball. I don't know if he can pocket the 14. If not, it's the one pass. He's looking to see if the one passes. From our vantage point, it's very difficult for us to determine if the one passes.
That's an awkward shot. Thin cut, jacked up, and then you got to control the cue ball at least a little bit to justify playing it.
I think that if he pockets the one, he's going to have to hit it thinly enough to go into the 8 solidly, and he'll be able to control the cue ball. He's taking a look at the 14 now to see if he has room to make that, because he would much rather shoot the 14 than the 1. But he's going to shoot something. It's going to be the 1 or the 14. Even though the 1 seems like it's a much more difficult shot, I think it's the correct shot because he can steal this match right here. Yeah, he was able to stop the cue ball because of how solidly he went into the 8.
Jacked up, and he had to hit the heavy side of the pocket. It's not like your level cue hit the heavy side. He had to play the pocket there. Good shot.
He wants to play a good angle here. He wants an angle because quite often we just take things for granted, shoot a shot, and we end up straight into the next ball.
Yeah.
It's absolutely essential that he ends up with an angle off the 5 to finish his run. He's got an angle, not a really good angle, but good enough, I think. He's going around for the 9 here. He shot this shot earlier in the match.
Oh, he's playing good.
Oh, yes, he is. He's got perfect cue ball speed. And
right.
Need I say about his ball pocketing ability?
By being so confident, too, he had to come past the 9 very close, but he's pocketing the ball so accurately, he's able to do that and judge it well. When you're not playing that well, you have to go a little wider, and then oftentimes you get a little bit out of line. It makes these runs far harder.
He chose to cut the 3 ball to his left, playing position for the 10 next. Interesting. I don't know about this now. Maybe.
Well, he's got the bank shot. I think he knew that in the back of his mind. He always can come down table and bank the 11.
He's got 6 balls. He's playing for 2, I believe. Once again,
right.
Mark. Once again, perfect cue ball control.
Yeah.
You don't see one pocket played any better than what he just played in terms of efficiency, running balls, controlling the cue ball, pocketing balls. The gutsy player, very talented, gutsy player. And I think that he's going to be very, very difficult to beat. I have to make him the favorite to win this with the one pocket, in spite of the fact that Mike DeShane doesn't have a loss.
Right, but Mike does not play that speed.
No way. Mike DeShane, is the only player left in the tournament without a loss. And in my opinion, I think that he's the lesser experienced player than of any of the players.
Yeah, great ball and shot maker, but not the tactical side of it like Pagulayan has. And to Alex's credit, the patterns that he played, I've watched a lot of one pocket here this week. There's nothing even remotely like that, where he was never exposed to danger. He stayed in line. He never even made a hard shot other than the ones that Efren made him make, So, real testimonial to how well he's playing. And so, we're going to close it up with that being said. So, thank you, everybody, for sitting in with Billy Incardona and myself on behalf of Accu-Stats. So long for just a while.